In today's tactical analysis piece, I'll be covering Kaizer Chiefs, and the tactical topic I'll be covering will be Chiefs during their in-possession phase and how they look to break down opponents in order to create chances and score goals. During the in-possession phase, we're going to look at some key areas, and the key areas will be their structures and the different structures they adopt based on the field location. We'll also look at their verticality and how they look to find verticality to progress play. We'll also look at their positional rotations to unbalance opponents. We look at their overloads that they create, especially in the central area and how they create it. And we'll also look at their box movements in order to finish off chances that they do create. So let's get into the clips and see how they do it. So we'll start against Durban City. And you can see here, their build-up phase starts in the first third of the pitch. And during the first third of the pitch, the structure that they adopt is a 4-box-2. And how do they create this box? They create this box by their striker, who was Igodaro in this game, dropping in order to be a midfielder next to Shabalala. So what this does is it creates 4 players in the midfield, which overloads a lot of teams who play with 3-man midfields. And then the 2 wingers, high and wide, then provide the height in order to pin the back line, in order to then make use of the overload in central areas. So you see it now. There's the overload. However, central areas are blocked by Durban City. So what Chiefs do, they go around Durban City's structure. So you see good drive from Miguel. He finds Solomons. But then once the game then progresses to the middle third of the pitch, you see Igodaro moving from a attacking midfielder position back into his striking position. And then you look at the winger moving from a wider position into the more inverted attacking midfield position. From there, Solomons looks to put a ball behind. However, it doesn't come off. Igodaro is still a bit deeper, but you can see the intention during the deeper build-up phase. Now you can see they are now in the middle phase, higher up the pitch, and this is Chiefs' structure during most of their in-possession phases, which is a 3-4-3. And you can say it's a 3-2-5, you can say a 3-4-3, you can say a 3-2-4-1, you can say it in a lot of ways. But what they look to do is have 3 in the last line, 2 sitting midfielders or 2 defensive midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, and then 2 wider players looking to give the width with 1 striker up front. And how they do it is most of the time Bradley Cross or Aiden McCarthy will come from left back and then come a bit more narrow and inside in order to be the left centre back to make the 3. As play progresses now, we're going to see how they look to find verticality. And very important in this game against Amazulu Pulemori, who is playing as a 10, but he had good positional rotations with Mdusha Balala, who is playing as the winger in this picture. So you see Modi there now, and what he does is, Modi moves from a more narrow inside position to a wider position. And what this does is it takes the Amazulu player with him, which then opens the passing lane for Mayo, who is the striker, to come and drop and receive the vertical pass inside. So you see there now, Modi moves wider to take the player with him. Mayo then drops into Modi's space, and Cross finds the vertical pass into the striker. So you see it there, and then from there, it's good combination play, and then Modi now has a 1v1 situation with Allen inside the box. And from there, a chance is created. You see it against Durban City again. They circulate well, good patience on the ball. And then look, you see it again. Kele now looking for verticality into Monyane. But very important again is the positional rotations to unbalance opponents. You see Monyane now playing as almost a striker or a 10, as he's the highest player on the pitch. And then you see Serino now, who is occupying the wider position in this picture. So you see positional rotations, vertical pass to find a 10, overload on Terence Mashego. They find Serino, cross into the box, and Silva arriving from deep. If we go back there, you see where Silva is. He starts deep, and then he's aggressive to go and attack the box, and they score from the cross. Again, against Siwelele, very important is their 3-2 structure. Again, you see it's 3 centre-backs with 2 defensive midfielders, and in this game, Aiden McCarthy now playing as the left centre-back instead of Bradley Cross. But you see again, the 2 midfielders, very, very important in their positioning, with Thabo Tlele now occupying a slightly higher position in order to have verticality and line-breaking passes. And you see Miguel now, this then also opens the passing lane to find Tlele. Miguel finds him, verticality, line-breaking pass, and then from there, he makes another forward pass, and then he goes on an overlap to create an overload. Overlap, 2v1 overload on Siwelele's fullback. and then they can arrive in the final third for a chance. And then very important as well is once they arrive there is the movements to the near post in order to open up space on the edge of the box for a cutback. You see it there, and then a chance created again. You see the movements between Mtetwa and Kele again to unbalance opponents. There's the 3 and 2 structure. There's the 3 and the 2 again. And now in McCarthy playing as a middle centre back and Cross playing as the left centre back again. So you see it there, find the midfielder, and again you see the 2 10s. Verticality from Kele trying to find the attacking midfielder in Vilakazi, which he does. Verticality, and from there now that's a trigger. Once they find the verticality, Monyane goes behind, very aggressive, goes behind, and again, near post run from Igadaro. And what does that near post run do? It opens up space for the cutback on the edge of the box for someone to score. And in this game against Orbit, they actually take advantage of the cutback and the space open on the edge of the box. So you can see Chiefs very, very clear in the way they play, very clear patterns of play, very clear principles in how they want to play, and a team who is looking like they're going to challenge for the league for the first time in years. It's definitely a team, an exciting team to look at and want to watch and analyze as the season progresses. If you guys like the content, please like, repost, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.